Alright, hello there. Thanks for clicking on this video. My name is Lopsideful, or Jack, or Proper Steez. I am the creator of this channel that you're watching right now, Proper Steez. And today, I thought I would kind of sit down and talk through the entire Quest for Adventure series, and kind of give you guys some behind-the-scenes looks while the entire series plays, kind of like a director's commentary. Even though that sounds so official, I'm just a guy that made a series, so I hope you guys enjoy. And without further ado, grab a cup of tea or some milk, milk drinker, and Quest for Adventure. So this map opening sequence was kind of a throwback to this old series I did called The Hobbit. It was basically the first machinima I did, so I kind of wanted to stick with that style, that old school Minecraft machinima style with this, and I kind of like how it works. You'll see this map sequence being used a lot throughout the series as kind of a storytelling piece, to kind of, give you an idea at where the two heroes are. And this scene is I really like the scene. It kind of gives you a really quick, overview of how Haldrick reacts and how Vilgor reacts to Haldrick, and, they kind of work off each other really well.
Well, I think it's best you see for yourself.
And this opening as well, I kind of wanted to. This whole series, I'll talk about it a lot, but this whole series is kind of my throwback to old school, machinima making. It's it almost feels like a, I don't know, 80s or 90s like sitcom opening, and I really like that style. So I kind of try to translate that to back there. Also, you'll notice the mountains in the background. Those are not in native Minecraft at all. I wish they were, but I added those mountains in post in After Effects to kind of give it more of an expansive feel. And you'll notice they're not in every shot. They're just in the wide one. So kind of a mess up on my part there, but, it's all good. It's all good. Also, this series, another piece that I wrote in that I really am happy with how it turned out is Haldrick, how he kind of talks to the camera. So you really get this idea of how he's almost in his own world, where everything around him is happening, and he's just kind of, aloof to it. And you'll see him kind of grow into that and kind of rise to the occasion throughout the series. Like right here, he's about to be hung, but he's talking to himself. And it kind of breaks the third wall a bit. And here, we're introduced to Vilgor, and he's talking, and he kind of gets interrupted. And I don't know, I don't like to spew like, oh, I'm so good at writing and stuff, but at the same time, you do, like when you make a machinima, you kind of like how some things turn out, and you don't like how other things turn out. And this is one of those scenes that I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think for the first episode, it's kind of a good overview. It's quick dialogue, it's fast paced, and that kind of sets the tone for the series, I think, personally.
If he dies on his way to find her, then it's no skin off your back. But if he makes it out alive, finds her and brings her back here.
And also another example where Haldrick over here, he's like, oh, I would just rather die than try to find Brenna. So we kind of get the idea that Brenna's not really this person that you would want to go saving. And it's kind of a little bit of a mystery, I think. I don't know if people actually picked up on that, but obviously he doesn't like Brenna.
Wait, what?
And this, where the guard is just handing them green beans. I like to call them green beans, but they're cactus greens. It's kind of a throwback to Skyrim. I know a lot of people picked up on that, where the two guards are kind of Skyrim-esque guards. And also how they're muffled and they're talking, and Vilgor's like, I don't understand what you just said. Really like that. This scene as well, where they're just walking and the rain comes. That's kind of a foreshadowing, I thought, when you see these two goofy Vikings on this, adventure, and it just starts raining automatically. So you kind of get this idea that, oh crap, this adventure is going to be interesting, to say the least. So it's just a foreshadowing again. And this map sequence, again, it gives you an idea of how slow they're moving, how, non-experienced they are, while still giving you a practical view of where they are in the world.
So what's the plan then?
Wait, what? The plan? I thought you had the plan.
And then here you see another example of how inexperienced they are. They're like, oh, well, we're heading northeast. They're heading east. They're like, oh, we should be heading the other direction, whatever that is, west. Should be heading west. Vilgor's just chomping on that meat. Fantastic.
Back on track by sunrise.
Oh, come on. I'm in the middle of dinner.
Come on.
And then here you see him dropping his steak, his dinner on the ground. You know, it's just like the whole series, the first episode, you're getting this idea that these guys are really goofy and they really don't know what they're doing.
Fine.
And this, I kind of wanted to start this episode where, you know, the first episode we saw everything's, you know, happy, everything's aloof, all these two Vikings, you know, they're going to have this silly, fun adventure. And the opening of this one kind of sets a different tone where, you know, we see a little bit of mysteriousness. Is that a word? Mysteriousness in the world. And also that flower you'll notice, I'm not sure if it's this shot. Yeah. When the troll talks, the flower withers, kind of dies, and it kind of sets this mood that whatever this is, it kills all that's around it. I absolutely love this shot. I hope this doesn't come across as like I'm tooting my own horn here. Oh, I'm so good at machine making. And I'm really not. But I really like how this shot turned out with the corn on the fields. And it's really not something you see in Minecraft, which I wish you did. I wish there was corn in Minecraft. Take notes, Minecraft developers that are inevitably watching this. We need corn in Minecraft. Also, I kind of like this shot where the two, they're kind of just wandering, and we see this expansive field, but they're wandering to their destination, which we see right there, but they can't see it because they're in the cornfield. So we kind of get a view of what they're wandering to, but they don't know. Which, I don't know. I kind of like it.
The land in between us and
then they finally, of course, they see it. They're like, oh crap, okay, that's what we're going for. That's what we're going for. And again, this set, I really like the contrast of the creepy, you know, forest where everything's like withered and twisted and red and brown, and then we see this nice meadowy area that they come from. And then you'll see the sign break. I was hoping, or I was kind of scared that some people would think that was a mistake, but it was on purpose, where the sign breaks as soon as the troll starts talking. To kind of, you know, give that basis again where everything around him just kind of dies when he talks. And then again here, you get the dialogue that this troll under the bridge, he was evil, and then as, you know, Haldrick and Vilgor talk to him more, we kind of get the idea that, you know, he's kind of goofy himself. Everything in this world is not evil, so to speak. Everything isn't, you know, straight up evil. There's comedy to it, which is kind of, you know, what I liked about this series, where it's not so serious. It's lighthearted, I guess.
Can you give good back rubs?
I mean, I kinda.
Just kidding with you.
And here we kind of see, we kind of see Vilgor kind of stepping to the occasion and kind of jumping into this riddle area, and Haldrick is kind of taking the sidelines in this one. But later on in the series, later on in the episode, we will see that change.
You have one guess, and you have until sunset. Go.
You know, we could have just found another way to
And
cross
then
the river,
when he
right?
says, you know, we could have just found a way, and then Haldrick's like, well, where's the fun in that? That kind of, you know, creates the basis, or just kind of adds to the basis of the character, where he's really just looking for fun. He's looking to have a good time, even though this quest is kind of serious.
Big as me,
Yet weighs nothing.
And then here we see, you know, what I was saying, where Vilgor kind of rises to the occasion and tries to make their way out of it, and then Haldrick is on the sidelines, literally over there on the sidelines. But then we see him kind of change, and we see him rise to the occasion and start thinking instead of just being this goofy Viking. And this is kind of the first example where we see Haldrick, you know, saving the day, pretty much. He's like, I got it. Oh, shadow. And I think this is a good time to say that the two voice actors, Mike Stortz and Greg, I found for these guys, Mike Stortz voicing Haldrick and Greg voicing Vilgor, are absolutely amazing. I really lucked out on finding these two guys. They, despite not, you know, actually physically talking to each other over Skype or TeamSpeak or anything, I sent them the lines and kind of told them, you know, what pitch I imagined, and they just went to town with it. Absolutely amazing. I'm really, really happy with how you know, they literally sound like they're talking to each other and working off each other, but they're reading lines separately. And here we see the shot of the rose. At last, the troll is defeated, and we finally see a rose, you know, kind of sprouting out of the ground next to the troll cave, or the troll bridge. And yeah, and here we see them weaving through the forest. Just kind of, I liked how they're kind of going back and forth and not taking just a straight path there. It kind of just shows, it kind of gives, you know, the impression that they're, you know, amateurs in this adventuring business. So they're weaving all around and going back and forth, and I really like it. And here, I don't think I originally wrote this scene in, but I realized that I feel like we should touch base back at the camp just to make sure everything's okay. So I kind of just wrote this comedic, lighthearted scene just to kind of, you know, remind us that Haldrick and Vilgor come from this village, and they're not just, you know, wandering, but they have a mission. And you know, even though they don't mention it in this scene, we kind of get the impression that they come from here, and you know, all that. And here, finally, we don't know for sure as a viewer that Yardfall is their destination, but we kind of get the impression that it is through that, you know, that close shot of the village.
You haven't seen a woman
And here again, we see Vilgor rising to the occasion while Haldrick is just sitting on the sideline, you know, trying to work out the situation. So Vilgor is kind of the lead at the start of the episode in this one, and he's kind of defeated a little bit, and then we see this random guy. He's like, "Who is this guy? How is he going to help us? What's going to happen here?" And again, this voice actor, Sebastian Ruiz, that voiced this kind of mysterious character, absolutely amazing voice actor. I originally contacted him about voicing, I think, the Bridge Troll, and he was like, he did it, he sent the lines, and they were amazing. So I was like, yeah, there's a couple other parts if you want to do them, and he's like, sure, and he just like changed his voice to do like a bunch of other characters. So he did that guy, he did the Bridge Troll, and he did the guards, and you know, he just absolutely amazing voice actor. So really lucked out in finding him and all the other voice actors. In this part, we see, you know, Haldrick again rising to the occasion, which we usually wouldn't see coming from him, but it's just kind of adding on that Haldrick is not just this goofy Viking, but, you know, he has hidden qualities, so to speak, that help him, you know, save the day again. One of those qualities being milk drinking, which is referenced throughout the series, which I really like, that kind of throwback to milk drinking in Skyrim again. And this funny story about this that's coming up, this sound effect where the guy just explodes. I was searching for sound effects that would work for that would kind of deliver that disgusting crunch. And I'll throw a picture up on screen here, but I mixed like rice and eggs and like salsa in a bowl, and I just stuck my hand in there and just like squeezed, and it really made this disgusting crunchy sound. So that was one of the few sound effects I made for myself for this series. That's another tip, is if you can't find the right sound effect, try to make it yourself. It's really rewarding. And this, I love the shot where it's just kind of like this tower and this lightning that comes out of nowhere, just to kind of show that, oh crap, they're in a very bad situation here. And this is kind of the first daytime shot that you get of the tower, of the view of this this overarching tower. And you see the two just down there, really small, really overwhelmed. And Vilgor is kind of throwing Haldrick under the bus here. You know, I kind of tried to add, you know, little references and stuff to kind of build upon the characters. And this scene where you kind of finally, you know, find out that the villagers are kind of fighting against what they think are, you know, hostile Vikings, and it's kind of a reminder that, you know, the Vikings of this world aren't the nicest people. And so with these two Vikings coming into their town, you know, even though they're peaceful, Haldrick and Vilgor, I mean, the people don't know that, and they think they're Vikings that are non-peaceful. So we kind of just, you know, get that reminder that Vikings aren't the best of people. And then again, Haldrick, kind of a throwback to the first episode where in his mind, he's this great, adventurer, explorer, and he's like, oh, and I took steps with ease and the likes of which have never been seen in the countryside. And, really he's not. He's out of shape. He's just a milk drinker. But in his head, he's, this awful guy. He believes in himself, so to speak, even though how cheesy that sounds. But in here, he's just like out of breath. So I really like that contrast where he's in his head, he's all excited and this is a great Viking, but he's really not. But he really is, so to speak. And then we get the first chance of Brenna up there. And again, we get this immediate in the fire pit again, where they're literally being lit on fire and they have to escape. And then, we have Vilgor on the sidelines this time. So kind of the whole idea of the series is this goofy Viking started out as a goofy Viking. And throughout the series, we see him, rising to the occasion and becoming something else. Even though you may not notice that in, the meat of the series is comedy and funny stuff, but behind that is a story about a guy that started out as goofy and not being taken seriously, but throughout the series we see him getting better, improving. And here he jumps first, Brenna, and then here we literally see Vilgor is scared. And that's not to say Vilgor is. I'm not trying to nail down Vilgor. I love Vilgor. I love all the characters except Brenna. No, but I'm not trying to nail down Vilgor as a character. But I just like that contrast of the three. They kind of found themselves, even how cheesy that sounds. But yeah, I mean that's the whole idea of the series, and we see them walking away into the moon. I love this shot. It really kind of closes. It's a nice closure, and I really hope the people that watch this enjoyed. There's a little sparkle in the moon. The end, and that is Quest for Adventure. This was definitely one of the more fun series I've had. Writing and planning and filming, building, and it's thanks to all these people in the credits that really made this possible. I can have an idea, but without these people helping and filming behind the scenes and doing the skin designs and servers and of course body acting, that's huge. Without these people, it would not be possible. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the series. I hope you've enjoyed this little commentary, this 15-20 minute commentary. It's been a pleasure. Hope you have a good day. And yeah, get out there and make some machinimas.